Wait a second. You have everything. Power, a throne, control of the universe. No one can stand against you. No one can defeat you. But every night when you close your eyes, you see the same nightmare. One of your own children overthrowing you, and taking your throne, burying you in darkness. What do you do? Kronos gave the darkest answer in history to this question. And that answer triggered the most dramatic turning point in Greek mythology. Today, I'm going to tell you about a father's fear, a mother's desperation, a son's revenge, and the first great revolution in history. Sit down, because this story will shake you to your core. First, let's understand this. Why is this story so important? The poet Hesiod, who lived around 700 BC, put this story into writing in his work Theogonia. But Hesiod didn't imagine it. He wrote down a reality that had been passed down from generation to generation, distilled from the collective memory of ancient Greek society. When ancient Greeks read this story, they weren't just listening to a legend. They were seeing their own society, their own leaders, their own fears. Because Kronos' story is really asking, how does power change a person? And how is cruelty passed down from generation to generation? This question was relevant in 700 BC. It's still relevant today. We saw in the last episode, Kronos overthrew his father Uranus with the scythe given to him by his mother Gaia. He took the throne. The Age of Titans began. At first, everything was magnificent. Kronos and his fellow Titans ruled the world. This period was called the Golden Age. Humanity didn't exist yet, but the universe was in balance. There was abundance, harmony, peace. Kronos married his fellow Titan Rhea, a powerful, noble, loving couple. Everything was perfect. Until that curse crossed his mind. Uranus's last words still echoed in Kronos' mind. You will suffer the same fate. One of your own children will overthrow you. And Kronos made a decision. One of the most savage, most tragic, most human decisions in history. Stop here for a moment. Why was Kronos so afraid? Because he had personally experienced what power meant. He had seen how easy it was to overthrow his own father. And for that very reason, he knew. Power can always be taken by someone stronger. This fear is universal. Throughout history, every great ruler, every powerful leader experienced the same fear. Fear of their own heir, fear of the generation they themselves created. Roman emperors poisoned their sons. In the Ottoman Empire, fratricide was legalized. World history is full of stories of leaders who destroyed their own children out of fear of losing their throne. Kronos was the first symbol of all of them. Rhea's first child was born, Hestia, goddess of the hearth and home fire. Kronos took the baby, closed his eyes and swallowed it. Rhea's scream shook Olympus. Second child, Demeter, goddess of agriculture and abundance. Kronos swallowed again. Third, Hera, goddess of marriage and women. Same fate. Fourth, Hades, the future lord of the underworld. Swallowed. Fifth, Poseidon, the future god of the seas. He was swallowed too. 5 children. 5 times Rhea's heart shattered. 5 times Kronos tried to suppress his fear. But the fear never left. Because fear is never satisfied. No matter how much power you gather, no matter how much you control, fear is always one step ahead of you. When she was carrying her 6th child, Rhea could no longer bear it. She ran to her mother Gaia. Mother Earth knew everything, had seen everything. Gaia whispered to her, Go to Crete and give birth there." Rhea set out in the darkness of night. In the mountains of Crete, in the Dictaean cave, she gave birth silently. A baby boy, Zeus. Rhea looked at the baby. In her eyes, there was both love and rage and determination. She would not lose this child. She wrapped a large stone in swaddling clothes, just like a baby, and brought it to Kronos. Kronos didn't ask, didn't look, took the stone and swallowed it. And Zeus began to grow up in the mountains of Crete. Zeus didn't grow up ordinarily. Nymphs nourished him. The goat Amalthea gave him her milk. The guardians called Curetes clashed their weapons every time the baby cried to cover his voice, so Kronos wouldn't hear. Zeus grew stronger, grew up, and with time he learned the truth. Who he was, what his father had done, where his siblings were. And a single fire began to burn inside him. Justice. But Zeus didn't act out of anger alone. This was the most important thing that separated him from Kronos. He thought, made plans, built alliances. He met with the Titan Meide. Meide was the symbol of wisdom and intelligence. She prepared a special potion for him, an emetic mixture. Zeus entered Kronos' palace, concealed his identity, acted like a servant. And at exactly the right moment, he added the potion to Kronos' drink. Kronos drank. Time passed. Then his stomach turned. Then, the earth shook. The heavens groaned. Kronos vomited. First came a stone, large, round, wrapped in swaddling. The stone that had been swallowed in place of Zeus. Then Poseidon, Hades, Hera, Demeter, Hestia. They emerged one by one, powerful, furious, free. 5 siblings, 5 gods, and 1 leader, Zeus. War was inevitable. On one side, Zeus and the Olympians. On the other, Kronos and the Titans. The Olympian gods made Mount Olympus their base. The Titans settled on Mount Othrys. And the war began. This war lasted 10 years. For 10 years, the universe shook. Mountains toppled, seas swelled and overflowed. The sky split apart. Neither side could win. Forces were balanced. Will was equal. Until Zeus remembered Gaia's advice. Free the Cyclopes and Hecatoncheires imprisoned in Tartarus. Zeus found them, broke their chains, gave them their freedom. The Cyclopes forged lightning and thunder for Zeus, a trident for Poseidon, a helmet of invisibility for Hades. The balance had shifted, completely. Zeus hurled his lightning bolt. The heavens burned, the Titans were defeated one by one. The battlefield was stained with the blood of gods. Kronos fought one last time, but he had neither strength nor hope left. He was defeated. Zeus imprisoned him and all the Titans in Tartarus. The Hecatoncheires were waiting for them. Eternal darkness, eternal imprisonment. Whatever Kronos had done to his father, his son had done the same to him. Uranus's curse had come true. And at the peak of Mount Olympus, 3 brothers divided the world. Zeus ruled the sky and all the gods. Poseidon commanded the seas. Hades took his seat on the dark throne of the underworld. A new age had begun. The age of the Olympians. Now take a step back and look at this story through different eyes. What was Kronos' biggest mistake? It wasn't being powerless. It wasn't being weak. On the contrary, he had everything. Kronos' mistake was surrendering to his fear. And that fear pushed him to destroy the thing he loved most, his own children. We've seen this again and again throughout history. Leaders who feared losing their power lost their humanity in the name of protecting that power. But Zeus was different. Zeus felt fear too. He didn't start out powerful, he started out weak. He was born in a cave, hid his identity, waited for years. But he did this. He united. He formed alliances even with old enemies. He saved his siblings. He listened to his mother's advice. And when the time came, he acted. Real power is not controlling everything alone. Real power is making the right moves at the right moment with the right people. Kronos tried to hold on to everything, and lost. Zeus shared, trusted, united, and won. What Kronos decisions are you making in your life? What are you holding so tightly that it's actually causing you to lose it? Think about it. Today, we lived through Kronos' dark fear, Rhea's brave rebellion, Zeus's patient rise, and the first great revolution in history together. But the story doesn't end here. Not everything is going well on Olympus. In the next episode, we'll see what kind of ruler Zeus was, how things became tense between him and his siblings, and why Gaia's anger still hasn't subsided. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe and hit the bell. Don't miss the next episode. And tell me in the comments, do you think Kronos should have been forgiven? Or did he get the punishment he deserved? See you next time, friend.